Hello and welcome to Peaceful Rebellion
Alternative interactions. I'm Gary.
and I'm Gordon and I'm here with Gary today to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a hypnotic induction and then I'm going to guide Gary into hypnosis and then we're going to take him to commune with his higher self. And he's got a list of questions which we're going to work through and see what the higher self has to say. Before that, I'm just going to explain to Gary because he's never done hypnosis before and he's never done this process this way. I'll explain a little bit about it and then you won't see the hypnotic induction because just for safety. So we'll skip that bit and then we'll get straight into it. So, Gary, although you haven't had any hypnosis, you're quite a spiritual person. Do you have any concerns or any questions that you'd like to ask me before we get going?
Um, when I'm under, I'm assuming it's not like, and we've seen all seen the stage shows where someone starts walking around thinking they're a chicken and stuff like that. So obviously, this is a different kind of level of hypnosis or a different kind of form, or is it the fact that you could make me do that if you, or not make me do that, but ask me to do that if you wanted to, as well as, is it the same? Is what I'm asking.
Great question. Yeah. One of the biggest positives and negatives of hypnosis is stage hypnosis because people see it, they think that everybody can go into that state. They think that everybody in hypnosis is open to be, all your deep, dirty secrets could come out. That's not it. Only probably about, I would say probably one in 10 people can go into what's called extreme deep hypnosis. Everybody can go into hypnosis. Everybody will go in at different levels. When I don't put you into hypnosis, you allow me to guide you into hypnosis. Hypnosis is up, if you didn't want to go into hypnosis, there's nothing I could do to make you go in. You've got to be a willing participant. All that happens is I use what's called clinical hypnosis, which is not, it's not for show. I don't, I'm not here to make you do anything weird. I'm here to help you to get into an alternate state. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're there, then you can access things that you can't naturally in your waking state. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. Lovely.
That's all. So at all points, you will be in control of this. I'm going to guide you. You'll be able to hear everything I say. You won't be asleep. You'll be absolutely aware. In fact, you become hyper aware in hypnosis. Okay. Even though physically it looks like you're very relaxed, on the inside, you're there. Yeah. Okay. At any time, if you felt uncomfortable, you could stop, open your eyes, and you'd be out of hypnosis.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Brilliant. All right. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to help you to relax, guide you into the hypnotic trance. Then we're going to go to a place where the higher self, your higher self resides. Okay. Then I'm going to ask your higher self to speak through you. This happens generally in one of two ways. Either you just become your higher self and you sort of channel the
Yeah.
higher self. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, or you continue to be yourself. Your higher self gives you the information through a knowing, maybe could be words. It doesn't really matter. You just know, and then you tell me the answer. Whatever works for you, whatever
Yeah.
your higher self chooses to do. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Great.
Brilliant. So are you ready to go into a lovely deep trance?
I am. I'm looking forward to this. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Gordon.
Now, Gary, you're going to have your eyes closed throughout the whole process. So you've got a choice. You can leave your glasses on if you're comfortable, or you can take them off. It's entirely
Yeah, I'll leave them on because
right.
I when I go fishing, I actually sleep with my glasses on.
There
So
you
that
are.
when I wake up in the middle of the night with a run, when I open my eyes, I can actually see rather than be blind because
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm as blind as a bat.
That's fine. It's not, just because your head might drop forward as long as it
Yeah,
don't
no,
fall
that's
off.
fine. Yeah,
They
no
won't fall.
dramas
Yeah,
at
they're
all. Yeah.
secure. Yeah. All right. Brilliant. Okay. Then, Gary, we'll just check we're recording so we don't miss anything. So let's
Right.
start with the eyes closed.
Okay, eyes are
Okay.
closed.
And I'd like you to have your feet flat on the floor,
Yep,
your arms uncrossed.
yep,
at any time as we go through this process, you are able to move if you need to move. You don't need to stay in the same place. If you find that your head falls forward and your neck's starting to ache, you move your head, move your neck. It
Yeah,
only works to even enhance the hypnosis. Okay, so we're going to start by taking a nice deep breath in. Fill up your lungs right at the top, Gary, and hold it just for a moment, and then release. And so up they lift you higher and higher, and then gently they place you down. And they withdraw, leaving you in the place where your higher self is. This is where your higher self resides. And so I'm going to be quiet, and what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make contact with your higher self. You can do that in any way you see fit. And let me know when contact is made.
I think so.
Okay. Contact can come in many ways. It can just be knowing, it can be feeling. You can just ask, are you there? And you listen to the response. And so tell me, what are you aware of? How do you perceive your higher self?
Um, on a cloud, a white cloud, and there's just an orangey white energy. Just see
Okay,
an orangey white energy, I guess.
beautiful. Okay, and how does that energy feel?
Comfort,
Hmm.
secure.
Okay, okay. So what I'm going to ask you now, Gary, is this first. I'd like to ask your permission to be able to talk to your higher self. Do I have that permission?
You have my permission.
Okay. And so what I'm going to ask you to do now is withdraw from there so that your higher self can enter into you, leaving space for the higher self to come in so that I can talk directly to the higher self. So from now on, I'll be talking to Gary's higher self. Gary's higher self. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you on behalf of Gary and myself for allowing us to be here and for allowing us to talk to you. Again, do I have your permission to ask you some questions that Gary has?
Yes.
Good. I'm going to ask a series of questions that Gary's prepared, and I know you know them already, but we're going to do them formally. When you've finished replying to each question, I'd like to ask you just to say, that is all, so that we know that we've heard everything that needs to be said. The first question Gary has is, when and why did he first come into this realm?
To save the universe. Beyond time. Always been here. I am the realm and the realm is me. All is one.
Okay.
That is all.
And can I ask, to save the universe from what?
An energy that is not of this realm. Something that should not be here.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Gary has also spoken of a strong connection that he feels he has with Egypt. Can you amplify that?
No.
Is that something that Gary's not allowed to know at the moment?
Yes. It is not the time for him to know these things.
Okay. Okay. That's understandable. I appreciate that. He also asked about the Great Pyramid of Giza and any connections that might be there. Is there anything that you can offer him about that?
He was there. He was involved. He was important. But that is it.
Okay. That's as much as you can share, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Something more on a terrenal basis. In this life, Gary has fear of heights. Um, do you have any information about why that might be the case, when that occurred?
Gary was thrown off a castle wall, taken to the edge of a castle wall, and thrown off the edge. That is all.
Okay. Do you have any information as to why he was thrown off the wall?
Gary had been involved in something, trying to do something to save something, someone, a people. He was betrayed. That is all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Gary's also wondering about his past lives, um, about perhaps the most fun role that he's played in this game. Do you have any information on that?
During the time of the Aztecs, South America, light and joy and fun, a carefree life, happiness, plenty,
Lovely.
peace. There was peace, true peace. It was lovely. We were one with the universe. That is all.
Beautiful. And I wonder if I could ask you kind of another question about that. Maybe you can offer something. In all of the past life regressions that I've helped people to experience, I find that generally the lives that they experience were not happy lives. They were troublesome lives, lives with strong lessons to learn. Why is it that sometimes we have a happy life?
So that we remember what true happiness truly is and what oneness truly is. If you have not experienced it, you will not know. The memory is there to be drawn upon in the future. That is all.
Beautiful. Okay. Gary is also wondering what perhaps in his previous lives, what his most prominent role was. Is that something that you can share?
The hand to a king. But this has been done more than once. Medieval, Egyptian, Mayan, three times. Hand to the king. That is all.
Okay. Okay. Would you describe Gary's experiences, especially in these key moments, as being in service to others?
Yes.
Mm.
Always people in mind. Always on the good. Always benevolent intentions.
Okay.
That is all.
Thank you. Over time, Gary's discovered that he channels a language. He speaks a language which is unknown. Can you help him understand what that is and where that's come from?
This is the language of the first of the warriors who came in. This is the original language. The reason why I came in. Kone kehe te kono kotokota kehe ma kehe. Itishnaka. Atadene katoho penaka. Gary will know soon enough the language and it will become used again. They fear this language. This language is death to them. They cannot fight it. But Gary must know what the language is and means before he can use it properly. This will be. That is all.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Can I ask why that language or how that language was lost?
We were all slaughtered by the demonic, the dark. We all passed, and it was forbidden. Eons ago.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Gary's asking if you could facilitate a message from his past lives, something that he needs to know now, something that will help him to go forward.
The end is here, but not for us. Kortika te here. We are just beginning the new. We have finally beaten the darkness. We move forward into somewhere that we should have always been. There is nothing to worry or be fearful about. We are Everything of the past comes back to the future. The positive intention was never lost. The memories were never lost. The kinship was never lost. Just waiting for the time that is now, that is here. We are here. That is all.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. You've alluded to this already, but Gary's wondering if the past skills you mentioned of being a warrior and being a hand to the king, will his past skills come to him and he'll use them in the future?
Yes, abilities you can only imagine or see on television, film, will be accessed and available, but not to all. Only the ones that first came in, only the first to come in, the first of our kind, our creed, will have this. Power corrupts ultimately. It is not for everyone. When the time is right, this will be. That is it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all of the questions that Gary has at the moment, but I would like to ask you to offer Gary a message, a personal message from you, his higher self, something that Gary needs to hear right now, something that will help him to be stronger.
You are loved. You are the one to join those that you know, those that not yet met. What you see in your fantasies will become so. The universe is watching and supporting all. Well done. That is all.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Beautiful. So before we end this session, my question to you is there anything else that you feel that needs to be said before we end?
Everything is as it should be. The path is clear. There is no obstructions anymore. Humanity is about to make a great leap forward. Love is the key. That is all.
Beautiful. So I'd like to thank you on behalf of Gary and myself for sharing this beautiful information. And so for the moment, I'd ask you to withdraw from Gary, giving him a space for him to come back. And Gary, I'd like you just to stay calm, just remain at ease. And I'm going to be quiet while you say your farewells to your higher self. Let me know when that's done. Understanding that there is no farewell. Higher self's always with you.
Okay.
Done. Okay. Brilliant. And so find that the two angels have returned to your side. Yeah, you stay, keep your eyes closed for the moment. Just stay there. The two angels are at your side and they lift you up and they begin to take you back to the place that we started. And on that journey down, I want you just to relax and I'm going to talk to you. When we open up a connection like this on purpose with our higher self, when we go to where the higher self resides, what we are doing is rewriting the contract. When we come here, we have a contract, and the higher self must abide by that contract, which is that it cannot involve itself overtly in your life. It's an advisor, it's there, it's always there to support. But when we rewrite the contract by going there and asking for its help, we've given it permission now for it to become fully involved in your life. And so you will find as the hours, the days, the weeks, and the months progress, you will find yourself feeling more and more connected. You'll notice that the downloads increase, that these moments, these light bulb moments will increase. You'll find yourself knowing things without knowing how. And this is because you have given your higher self permission now to involve itself fully in this particular carnation. You've learned many things from the higher self today, and some very important messages that came. Without the end is here, Gary, but not for us. That we all are just beginning the new. The darkness has finally been beaten. Something that you came to do a long time ago. You came here to save the universe. And you've been involved in many, many different times, always in service to others. And so, the past skills that you had will come back to you. And your higher self made it clear that these skills are not for everybody because power can corrupt, and we've seen that, have we not? However, the most important message is the following, that you are loved, Gary. You are the one to join those that you know. You are the one that will see all of these fantasies that you have in your mind becoming reality. They will become so. The universe is watching you. The universe is supporting you, Gary. And just as that feeling that you have inside, that knowing, understand that everything is as it should be. That's right. The path is clear. Your path is clear. There are no obstacles. As humanity gets ready to take a great leap forward. And then the last message, the most beautiful, the most poignant. Love is a key. Love is everything. And love is what will vanquish the darkness. And that's why you're here. And that's why you do what you do. And that's why you've always done what you've always done in every incarnation, which is to help, to support, to guide. And for that reason, that's what you do in this life. And it's for that reason, that's what you will do going forward. That's why you're here, your purpose, in service to others. And so the angels drop you nicely into this chair that you started this journey on. And just understand, Gary, that from now, any time that you want to connect with your higher self, all you need to do is just take a moment, take a breath, relax, and ask the question, are you there? And then listen to the answer. Any questions that you have, you can ask. And now your higher self has the permission to answer them. That answer in waking consciousness always comes as a whisper, but it's always the first answer that you get. That's the one that you trust. And so, knowing all of that and feeling all of that, and understanding that lots of this information needs to be processed and understood, you can allow yourself now to come back gently into waking consciousness, bringing with you that connection, bringing with you that feeling, bringing with you your higher self in your heart. Take all the time that you need. Well done, eh?
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Just take your time. Sometimes it takes a little
yeah,
bit to get back into
yeah. The
reality.
world's a little bit spinny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do people get that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.